in this lesson, we are going to look at slope-intercept form. So slope-intercept form here, the equation is y equals mx plus b. M, the number that's going to be in front of x, not the x, just the number, is going to be your slope, which is also rise over run if you have it in a graph. And then b is going to be 0, comma b. It's your y-intercept. So where it crosses the y-axis. There. That is your slope. Okay, so it's slope-intercept form. So remember, slope is rise over run. Now, slope is going to be, and we talked about that. Let's look at some problems here. We're going to identify the slope and the y-intercept from the equation here. So our equation is y equals mx plus b. Pull this all down together. Give me just 1 sec here. So we're really going to pick out. We're going to pick out the m and the b from each equation, but you got to be careful with your signs. So if I go y equals mx plus b and I write it underneath of it, your m here is 3. It is not 3x, just 3. Your y-intercept is always 0, comma a number, so it's 0, comma positive 2. Okay, so you're pulling out what's in front of x and what's back here. The sign goes with it. So here our m is negative 2/3 to be a negative slope. Y-intercept is 0, comma, that sign comes with it, negative 8. Okay. So next one, your m here, y equals, remember it's y equals mx plus b. So my m here, even though it's a decimal, it's negative 0.8. My y-intercept is 0, comma 1.4. Okay, y equals mx plus b. What's in front of x is your m, 1/2. What's being added or subtracted at the end is your y-intercept. So positive 4. So what I want you to do is go ahead and pause this, and I want you to check, then we'll run through the next few. So, okay, now that you're ready, let's check these two. Okay, 6 over 1, because that's your rise over run, negative 10. Yes, yours are probably written like this, that's okay. The computer doesn't always write them like that. Check the next two. You can have 4 or 4 over 1. Okay, so now we need to look at graphing using slope-intercept. So let's first start with taking our slope and our intercept out. Our slope again is negative 2. Our y-intercept is 0, comma positive 3. Okay, when you graph it though with your slope, you need a fraction. So it's negative 2 over 1. Because we want rise over run with our slope. Okay, so I found this clever little sheet here that I think is helpful when graphing. It gives you like the directions, the steps, and make it smaller so it all fits on the screen. It's the graphing guide. It is using the YMCA. So that's the order that you graph when you graph these. So you have to find the slope and the y-intercept. Now from there, we're going to do YMCA. We're going to start with the y, which is our y-intercept. So we're going to start with, we always start with the y, 0, 3. So on the y-axis, that's what this is showing you. You're going to plot the 3 since it's positive. There you go. Then from there, that's checked off, got that. Now we're going to use our slope, our rise over run, okay? So our m, ym, ca. So rise over run, so we're going to go, since it's negative, we're going to go down 2, and we always go to the right on the bottom. When it's said and done, it should look like a negative line. Down 2, to the right 1. Down 2, to the right 1. So you keep doing that while you got the graph. You should have at least 3 points. You can do more. And then connect your points. It says with a straight edge, use your ruler. So C is connect. So use your straight edge. Okay. So use your straight edge. Connect your dots. And then the A tells you to put arrows and label it here. Okay. So put arrows on both ends. There we go. YMC. YMCA graphing. Okay, so let's try another one. You're welcome to pause and try these yourself anytime that you wish. So let's go ahead. Y equals mx plus b. We're using y equals mx plus b. We're looking for m and b. M is the number in front. So here it's -5. When it's whole number, we put it over 1. Y-intercept is 0, 2. Okay. Start with our y. We're going to start here, graphing 2. Then we're going to go down 5 and always to the right on the bottom. So the top number is up or down, and then to the right on the bottom. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the right 1. We ran out, so I'm going to go instead of down and to the right, I'm going to go up and to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back 1 here. So if I look at that, let me go ahead and connect. So I plotted, connect your points. I'm going to go ahead and connect my points and see what this looks like here. Now, remember, because this is a negative slope here, this line should be negative. Last but not least, put my arrows on the ends. There we go. Okay, go ahead and pause and try the next one. Okay, so here's number 10. So this one I went up 2 and to the right 3. And I started at -1. Always start there. $13. 13, make sure yours matches. 11. And 14. Remember here, this is plus 0. So our y-intercept is 0, 0. Okay, 15. So we're going to look at 15. So again, for each of these, pull out your slopes. We'll talk about this one. So y equals, it says y equals, so mx plus b. Well, if it's just a number, that's your b. Because m and x are obviously 0 there. So be very careful. So what's going to happen is you're going to go to 2, here, plot your point, and it's going to have a 0 slope. So it's going to go left and right. You know, if you're not 100% sure, you're more than welcome to plot a few points and test it out. You know that no matter what, y is equal to 2. Always. So then I can plug in some other numbers. So if I plug in 0, I plug in -4, and I plug in, let's say, 3. So I can plot those, -4, 2, 0, 2, 3, 2, and then connect the dots. Either way. Okay, check 18. So here, there's no y equals. There's no y equals. So there is no slope. This is going to be an undefined line. And we'll look at it. Okay, because we don't know what our intercept or anything is here. Because we don't have one. Okay, so what we'll do, let's go ahead and try this out and just kind of see. We're not quite sure what to do. So if x is negative 3, just like the other one, I'm going to plug in, let me just pick some numbers, 3, 0, negative 4. I'm going to pick the same numbers, just the opposite. Negative 3, 3, plot it. Negative 3, 0, negative 3, negative 4. Plot those. Use my straight edge, straight line. See how it's going to be a straight line, vertical line, up and down, so it has an undefined slope, not zero slope. Check 19. Again, on this one, there's a plus 0, so your intercept 0, 0. Oh, sorry. 17. 20, again. Okay, so now we're going to look at writing equations in slope-intercept form using the information they gave us. So you'll notice here, y equals mx plus b. So each time I write it, okay, so y equals, and what I'm really doing, it's mx plus b, but I'm going to leave that blank. So slope is always your m, y-intercept is your b. So it's going to be negative 3x plus 2. So y equals mx plus b. So I get y equals, slope is your m, intercept is your b. So 1/3 x plus positive 9. Again, y equals, label slope, m and b, label them. So negative 2/3 x plus 30. Okay, go ahead and pause and try these yourself. Okay, I added a little note to my page here. M is equal to slope and b is y-intercept, in case you need it. 24, we get y is equal to 5x minus 2. There's a negative there, so it becomes minus 2. Y equals 4/5 x minus 1. Y equals negative 9/8 x plus 0. This can also be written as y equals negative 9/8 x. You don't need the plus 0. Okay. So slope here on this one is 0. Y-intercept is negative 2. So you get y is equal to 0 x minus 2. But we're not done. 0 times x is 0. So y is equal to negative 2. There's no slope. It gets rid of that x value there. So again, this one, y is equal to 0x plus 6. Therefore, simplified y equals 6. And that was what I have for you today on slope-intercept form.